Who are you?
Alex.
From?
Sheffield.
From?
Arctic Monkeys.
From the Arctic Monkeys.
Yeah.
And Alex,
Fast action you've got there, man. You're frightening me, that waving it.
who else is in the Arctic Monkeys, Alex?
Ross Kemp.
Yeah, but he's a fifth member.
Yeah, Ross Kemp, but he couldn't be here right now.
And who do you have beside you?
Oh, this is Matt.
Matt.
And who else do we have?
Jamie.
How you doing?
From the Arctic?
Monkeys.
Sheffield, Sex City.
Indeed. Big time, yeah, you know, you've read up on it clearly because that's what it's known for.
Because that's where you're from, Sheffield.
Yeah,
That's right, yeah. Sexy.
Now, why is it the city of sex? What has it to do with this gentleman here?
Oh,
Who is this guy? Could you explain?
Fellow is a popular club owner who has various strip clubs.
What should be called? The Black Cat or something.
Like something.
So this fellow here, he's an important fellow in
He's
the...
like an ambassador of Sheffield, I'd say. The Sheffield sex scene.
Kind of work with the council, I believe, now, doesn't he? And sort of keeping the
Kids off the street.
So have you guys played any of his clubs?
No, they're not them kind of clubs, I don't think.
He...
did an acoustic gig there once, didn't you?
Acoustic session there.
He did a guerrilla gig there.
Secret one.
So what was the gig like? It looks like it might have been pretty exciting.
Pretty racy. Yeah, I mean, you can imagine. You can imagine.
Now, he has said that perhaps he's responsible in some way for the Arctic Monkeys, and I guess by letting you do a renegade gig there.
Well, I'd say by being my father is pretty responsible.
That's pretty damn close.
Yeah, indeed.
He said that perhaps your parents...
Well,
He said your
alright, sorry.
your parents might have gone to his club, the Hobo or something.
Oboe, is that an old one? I'm not sure. What was that?
The Mojo.
No, Joe, that's it.
The
It's to do-
Mojo.
Boardwalk, Juju Club, is that what to do with?
No, Juju
No,
Club's a
that's
reggae
it.
thing. But
Mojo.
Mojo, I believe he had that there. The Black Cat, didn't he have a club called that or something like that? Joe
That might have been his London one. Oh yeah, Black Cat, Sheffield, yeah.
I think he was.
Matt, did your mom one time bring chocolates to an Arctic Monkeys gig?
No, she took some kind of confectionery to a queue. They were queuing up to buy tickets.
That was very nice.
Correct.
Were you surprised by that, Alex?
I never knew about that,
Are
actually.
you surprised by it? Then?
Well, no, because, you know, Jill's a very nice lady, very caring, and likes to keep people happy. Make up for us upsetting people, if you like.
What about Alex's mom?
What about her?
Would Alex's mom bring chocolate?
Maybe she likes giving us chocolate.
Yeah.
And what about you, Cookie? What about your mom? Can I call you Cookie? Is that okay?
You can call me what you want, mate.
Thank you.
Probably not, no, she's not a very nice person.
What is the importance, please tell me, Matt, of straws? Why should people bring straws to an Arctic Monkeys gig?
Because there can be a lot of spillage.
I thought it's something to do with stage diving, crowd surfing.
No, I think, you know, it's just spillage mainly. If you keep a cup with a lid and a straw.
But isn't it so you can, like, just crowd surf and drink at the same time?
Maybe that's like a spin-off of the spillage prevention.
So bring a straw when you go see the Arctic Monkeys.
It's kind of something it's a bit of a given now. We don't have to.
We don't have to shout about it, it's a bit cliche.
Yeah,
No,
straws.
like we kind of.
Like bringing Jack Daniels.
Yeah.
Bring a straw, obviously.
I think it's cool. Arctic Monkeys, the band that really cares about straws.
That's it, yeah.
That's a good catchphrase. Arctic Monkeys, looking at you guys, it's interesting to note that you have some records that you really enjoy.
Yes.
Some specific records. And I want to ask you about one of them right here. Actually, I was going to give this to you as a gift. Here we have Warren G.
Oh, love it. I love this. That's brilliant.
What
It's
is-
an album as well? Is
This is a double album of Warren G, all the hits.
Wow.
Amazing.
Now, what is the connection between Warren G and the Arctic Monkeys and the song Regulate?
Well, you know what we were saying about Peter Stringfellow being his dad? Warren G's his uncle. I bet you didn't know Stringfellow and G were related, did you? But yeah, absolutely. That's
Yeah,
the truth.
that's where he gets all his girls for his videos and stuff.
When did you guys first get into Warren G? And would you ever have him open for you? And don't you use Warren G as your intro music?
That's the link. We used to, yeah. We use various different ones, but we might go back to it.
Song that got me into a Warren G. Well, that got me into it. I first heard him with that one where he did the sample of "What's Love Got to Do."
Yeah.
That one.
How big is Warren G in Sheffield?
About that big.
5'10".
Like, would he open for you guys, or would you have to open for him?
To him. We'd have to open for him, I think. He's got billboards. He's got everything of it.
2-1 and Lewis.
There we have a little gift for the Arctic Monkeys.
Grateful for that. That's
Because we all know that you have a turntable on the tour bus, right?
Indeed, because it.
I wish we did, because there's a few kind of records building up that I'd like to play. Maybe that's something we should put on the old, whatever it is,
Requirements, yeah.
But that's the great thing about the Arctic Monkeys is you're not stuck to one genre, are you?
No.
You are all over the map, aren't you, Alex?
Well, as much as we can be. No.
Please tell me, Alex, the importance of this gentleman right here, John Cooper Clarke.
Is this for us as well, or is this yours? You're going to take these back?
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
John Cooper Clarke. How does John Cooper Clarke play into the history of the Arctic Monkeys?
He kind of, I don't know, we just got into him a couple of years ago. I saw him supporting the Fall, and he were really, we're drawn to him. And he introduced us actually when we played at Brixton Academy like a couple of weeks ago. He went on and sort of compared for us. He's a very funny man, and he sort of went.
He's a great punk poet, isn't he?
He's the best.
Now, do you think, Alex, that perhaps you'd ever grow your hair out, perhaps?
I'd like to, yeah.
To make it to the...
Got a good look. That's a very fetching photograph, isn't it? With the boots and everything.
I like that cover.
It's a good cover, he's a legend, isn't he? Exhausting, isn't it?
I have a quote for you, Arctic.
Go on.
Monkeys. I have a quote for you, Matt. Here's a quote. Matt is almost as good as Phil Collins. And who said that?
Kanye West.
That is bizarre.
Who's also almost as good.
What do you think about that? Is Matt almost as good as Kanye West, Alex?
As good as Kanye West or as good as Phil Collins?
As good as Phil Collins and Kanye West.
Oh, I'd say a bit
Oh.
further better than Kanye West, but far short of Phil Collins.
What's interesting, though, is Kanye West sings, and you sing, too, a singing drummer.
Yeah.
Well, I know
Like,
Don
like,
Henley.
like, you've heard of Eagles, haven't you?
So how did you feel about that comparison? Matt is almost as good as Phil Collins, Kanye West.
I've got the actual quote, and I believe it wasn't an almost as good vibe that they were going
You
for.
got it, actually.
Do you see this quote?
Yes, it was text to you?
No. This is a
Everyone's gonna
wall.
think this is a plant, but this is actually really.
Well, I would keep that in my wallet, too.
Hey, look, there it is. What's it
Look,
got?
this says, the guy on the drums is real tight, man. He's got the whole British vibe going on, and he brings the Phil Collins Genesis sound to the table. Nowhere does it say I'm almost as good as, it just says I bring that vibe.
That is awesome. And, we have a Canadian connection because Phil Collins' son, Simon, lives in Vancouver.
Really,
What
we
chances?
should go and
Get a slice.
there for tea.
And his sister, Jolie Collins, that's Simon's sister, Jolie lives in Vancouver, too. So a whole bunch of the Genesis clan is here in Vancouver to go check you guys out.
Yeah, that's good.
And then that moment could arrive.
He could arrive.
Arctic Monkeys, when you began, you guys covered, and I'm really surprised by this and really impressed, you guys actually covered, who was that?
Big Nige.
Is he related to Big John?
No.
Who is Big John?
He does a breakfast show on LMFM, a radio station in Sheffield.
I thought he might be Big John, who was once a roadie for Nirvana and wasn't exploited.
Oh, no, I don't believe. Well, maybe they were related, but I didn't hear
Do you
that.
have any punk roadies at all? Do any punks come out to your gigs? Any crust punks?
No.
Like, have you seen any Mohicans in the audience,
Yeah.
Twice. We've seen a few Mohawks here and there.
And what I was going to say, when you guys began, you began by doing Datsun's covers. That's awesome.
Well, we did one Datsun.
Those Harmonic Generator?
Yep.
That is a great tune, isn't it?
It were easy as fuck to play. I think that was more the appeal of it for us.
I love the Datsuns. It's too bad they're not quite as popular as they once were. I think they're coming back, but they're a great band, aren't they?
Well, I enjoyed watching them live.
Because I knew if you...
I mean,
Seemed to go wayward a bit, didn't it? But I don't know.
New Zealand rock. Actually, the second...
D4, however, the D4.
of the band.
You like the D4?
Yeah. That is the band.
That's the band from New Zealand.
Their second album, I think the Datsun's second album, was done by John Paul Jones, right, of Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, I heard that.
Have you had any producers' names thrown your way at all, Kookie?
No, we haven't. I don't believe.
Like John Paul Jones, has anybody come up and said, I'll do your next album? No John Paul Jones, though. You won't use him, right?
No.
Not Kanye West?
We're all gonna have to Dre.
Dr. Dre.
Dr. Dre, because that's another one of your intro tunes, isn't it?
Yeah, that's been there, yeah.
No, the thing is, you could get Dr. Dre because he'll do it for the money. So I guess if you just save up a lot of money, he'd do it. He'd do it for sure. He'd do it for sure. I think he would do
I
it.
don't think we could afford Dr. Dre.
Arctic Monkeys, Sepultura. What's the connection between Sepultura, the metal band, and the Arctic Monkeys?
Is the one? You tell me.
I thought your album was mixed by the same guy that did Sepultura.
It was also the same guy that did Sepultura also did like Coldplay's album. Mastered. It weren't
Mastered.
He did Bon Jovi too.
only-
Oh, that brings it down a notch, doesn't
Did
it?
everything.
It's like Sepultura, Bon Jovi, Coldplay. But still, were you there when the mixing was happening?
He didn't mix it. He just mastered it.
Louder.
So you weren't actually in the room or anything like that.
Even in the country. We mixed it. He mastered it.
It does sound good. It also sounds good to have the Sepultura guy doing it.
Yeah.